Test, test. Okay, there we go. All right. So we finna build a nation. Finna build a nation. All right. So first things first, we're at some random nation, and I'm in creative mode. Um, and be kind of looking at the map here in a second, looking at a viable place to get this thing started. I'm just gonna kind of go through the whole creative process. Uh, Whenever I go through the whole creative process here, everybody can kind of see how it would be done. Gonna have some fun with some world building, and then at the end of the stream, give it away to somebody. We'll see. All right, so if we take a look at the world map, gonna find gonna go on the blue map for the server. Go ahead and look over, just kind of see what is not occupied by absolutely anyone, just out in the middle of nowhere. It's usually the best way to start a nation, just looking at the map. All right, so the north, that has a lot of, okay, I found a big giant open area with a little harbor. I got the coordinates. It's got some good building potential. So we just got to do to be coordinate 31. One, then negative 400. All right. So this is a random spot. We're going to be making our nation, or first our eventual town. Um, just to kind of give it a little bit of a start here. We have a pretty nice place to build, decently flat. I think my idea for the town is going to be more of like a like medieval European style, very classic, medieval European style. Seeing as we have a river here. We're kind of on a small island. If you take a look around, we have a large oak and birch. Birch is a sin, and nobody ever builds with that, including myself. So the first thing we're gonna do is kind of lay the foundation of what we need. Go ahead and get a chest. Boop. And then we're gonna get we're gonna get some people to come and help us. Get some starting town members. Let's use online.
Hey, Live Ticker, come look at this place I'm building.
I'm a bit busy right now.
Ah, L. I've been working on this like boss arena. I think it's pretty neat.
Kind of in the middle of a stream at the moment.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah, for real.
What you streaming?
You can just go check it out. I'm building a town and then eventual nation.
Oh, that place.
Kind of no, it's I mean there's nothing here yet. It's just a empty town. So
Hmm.
Dude, I have a big like island that's almost completely flat. You should just come build on that.
nah, I like this area. It's perfect
I
for
think you'd
what
like this area more.
it's I already looked at it. It has other towns surrounding it. That's sub-ideal.
The area I'm at,
Yeah, where's it at exactly?
the bottom left, but like it's not very bottom left, just slightly above the bottom left, a little island. My in-game name is TTV dog. If you want to teleport to me.
Oh, that has no building space. Yeah, there's no room to expand anywhere.
What do you mean? The island is like kind of big.
You said bottom left?
Not very bottom left, like above
Oh,
the bottom left.
oh, that place. Yeah, that's yeah. You don't really have much expansion. You can't really make multiple towns.
No, but there's like a shoreline not that far away, like towards the mainland that you could build like outposts on.
I have like the perfect spot to build a pretty prosperous nation. I think pretty good spot. Not gonna lie.
So you're just setting them up with like buildings and stuff like that, or are you doing other
Well,
things for them?
I'm personally building everything in
Everything? Okay.
well not like the blocks, but all of like the laws and
I
the
see.
order.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm kind of like the god of this place, kind of intervening on behalf of whoever's
Hmm.
the lucky mayor.
To it.
I don't know who the mayor is gonna be yet, but it'll be somebody.
What's the coordinates to it?
I can just teleport you.
Oh yeah, that works.
What's your gamer tag?
T2V dog.
All right, this is a pretty good spot to build. You got a river here, so you're gonna be able to take advantage of strategic position. The idea for the first capital town is building like a pretty uh, a tactical castle here alongside the river, and then setting up a logging industry first and foremost. So you're gonna need some people to get some materials. It's gonna be like the first thing you're gonna need. So I would heavily recommend taking advantage of this giant forest. You have basically everything you need here. There's no one in sight, so you can kind of develop everything, um, you know, completely completely apart from everyone else, which is ideal if you want to start your own nation. So I have like a little starting chest. I think I'm gonna give for the town since you already had a town. Give some like basic starting materials, a little bit of RE, a little kickstart. All right, where'd you? So there's some building materials and give some basic tools and then a little bit of wood. All right, so this is basically all you need to really start a town. So there's 20,000 already in here, so that's enough to start a town and kind of kickstart a minor economy. So first things first, first order of business is kind of having an idea of what you want your town or nation to eventually be. So get out a little book and quill, kind of decide what it is early on. Um, do you wanna go ahead and start a town here?
Oh, see, like that's a really hard choice because like I really don't want to leave my other spot.
It do be kind of bad though.
Yeah, but like there's always room for like artificially expanding the island.
Let's see.
Do you ever plan to expand the border?
It did expand.
I mean, like again.
No, not for quite some time. Anyway, are you leaving your town or are you doing like what be going on?
Honestly, man, I think I'm gonna have to pass on your offer. Like it's an amazing. Like oh, just like I already had like too much stuff planned on my other spot to just leave it.
I mean, you only got two people and you're
Yeah, there's a few more people I want to get to join. They just haven't gotten them on yet to like actually join it.
I mean, you have a pretty good spot here. I kind of scouted it out. There's no one nearby, and you could actually do something relevant, and you wouldn't have to artificially expand your town.
Yeah, sorry. I think I'm gonna pass, man. Sorry.
That was
Bro joined.
yeah.
Bro said, yeah, I want to do it, and then was like, never mind, I don't want to do it. Dog.
Mm,
All right, boys, we're gonna go ahead and get us some basic building down. So just let me see. Do some minor terraforming real quick. Cool. All right, this is gonna be the start of our castle. Of course, we don't want it to be too huge because it only needs to suit the, like, have enough people to be nobility. So first things first, just get some basic framing. All right, cool. Got a pretty good corner here. That's good enough. This is good enough for a first wall and tower. Do a super basic randomized design here. Every tower should not be even or it's not going to look kind of like the style we want to go for. Alright, cool. So we know for a fact that this is going to be a wall. So go ahead and make the outline we want here. And then get a kind of tower built into the side of this hill here. Makes it more defensible. You want a more steep incline in order to have a more defensible position because you take into account that you can take threats from basically anywhere, and your castle wants to be somewhere that you can actually defend, especially with how the sieges work in this server. Cool. Do a simple 3x3. Maybe we should bring it out one more. Probably be best. Cool. Okay. So got a basic asymmetric design on the castle walls. So the more medieval that you make it, the less structured it's going to be. It's kind of the whole idea. And since you have a big space here, this is where you want like a central manor. So we can just take a wall and run it towards the back, like this. Now we see about how much space. Then we can start accommodating for a tower over here. Since this is a more open area, and we're probably going to want to put the gatehouse around here, since that's where the hill goes and that's where you naturally want to put it. You kind of want to build your buildings around your terrain, not your terrain around your buildings, kind of make it look more natural. So you'd want a larger tower over in this area. Go ahead and branch off this part of the wall. Kind of keep some consistency with the wall, so that way we have something to work with on a baseline. Go ahead and make it 3 diagonal. Then we can run much larger tower. You make some exceptions with the terrain. See, this is kind of it will be a neat look to kind of have the tower jutting out over here while it's more flat on this area. The particular reason is you can have later add a balcony for this castle. Cool. So this can be kind of a central tower, and these two can be kind of defensible towers. And then we can go ahead and lay down the framework for some form of gatehouse around here. It's usually not something that people would do, but I'm thinking more of a diagonal gatehouse, so that way, it has a more unique look. Go ahead and take us out 3.
God, this is impossible.
So there we have a little diagonal where we can allow our gatehouse to go, and then run this right about here. And that leaves us room for a stable. All right, cool. So now we have a basic groundwork for the walls. And this would be the inner core, kind of the manor part of the castle. And then you can kind of include all of the basic necessities right on the outer walls, which we'll make later. But this is going to be a pretty nice position to start with. A lot of people don't like doing this, but most of my builds, what I enjoy doing, just to make my life a little bit easier, before I do any randomization of the blocks, I like to completely fill it all in.
Oh my god.
Cool. I can just get rid of this excess gravel, so that way it's not in our way. But a lot easier to fill all of that in, so that way we have like an idea of where we don't really need uh, blocks right now, because I have the outline and the interior outlined by gravel. Probably won't stay gravel, but it's pretty easy to denote that that's the part of the build that is not the wall you're working on. So now while I'm building, I'm gonna talk about kind of like the world building aspects of a town and how I kind of take it into account whenever I want to add something to a world. So because we are completely separated from the rest of the world. We don't really have to base any of the lore or the aspects of the town off of any other existing regions, and we can kind of do our own thing. Probably not a good idea to do that if you're popping your town right next to someone else. You kind of want to add on to existing regions. But the reason why I selected this area is because it's completely devoid of any other populated towns or nations or anybody really doing anything. So this is more unexplored and uncharted territory, and you can kind of add your own twist on things and have your own identity whenever you develop like that. Of course, there's exceptions to every rule. If you want to go into a populated area, of course you can have your own lore, but you're automatically not going to want to be friendly with everyone if you're some sort of invading force from another region. Hostile politics is probably the most common sense approach if you're not native to the region that's already populated. Alright, cool. So, first things first, I always like to come up with a name that kind of encapsulates what's going on uh, in your particular town. You can be creative with it, but obviously I'm not gonna name this Tree River on a Hill Castle Land. It'd be a little bit too on the nose, but you can kind of put a twist on looking at your local geography and develop some sort of significance around it. So just taking a little fly around here, there's a little bit of flowers, a lot of nothing. A little jungle biome over here, but it's not very large, so I have to get a little thinking on that. Kind of think of how to develop some sort of identity. So, big tip for if you're building on the server, a lot of people want to hoard a lot of loot, so they'll build underground, but people can still see your claims if they're underground. And most players don't want to live in a goblin shack underground like dwarves. It's usually a pretty hard sell, so it's usually best to build now like a legitimate town instead of building underground bases, especially because they're gonna get found anyways if you claim them. If they're unclaimed, the map's pretty limited, so mining parties will eventually find your underground base, and it would be unfortunate for you to lose everything because you didn't want to claim your land. So, all right, cool. So we have a basic outline for the castle.
Whoop. I'm going, baby.
So we'll go ahead and add the second layer over the outer portion because that's what we're going to focus on
Shoot him,
first.
damn it! Shoot the big guy! You fuck! Shoot his ass!
So as we get this outer foundation going, I'm trying to think of some names to give this random castle. And since it is a strategic point, we definitely don't want to pretend like it's a city or anything yet. Um, hmm. All right, so I'm just seeing that mid was trying to talk to me in chat. Turned off chat immediately. That's how it goes, man. All right, so kind of taking a I kind of want to take a fictional approach so that way, it's not really inspired by anything. So looking at all the names, I kind of want something that sticks out from the rest of them. The letter A is very popular with people for some reason. So I'm just gonna kind of wing it on a sign in Minecraft. That's usually the best way to do this thing. So I'm just gonna pop out a little sign, Oop. And see what looks cool on the sign. All right, so let's take a random letter, P. It's usually fun to throw some vowels behind that. So Paith, Paith sounds cool. I like the way Paith sounds. All right, so we got Paith so far, and if we're gonna actually start a town near here with this castle being in the center, don't want to just name it after the castle. So there's a Paith Rhine. Sounds a little too German. Paith. All right, Paythirst. That kind of sounds easy enough. Paythirst. It's kind of unique, but not super wacky. So that's the name of our place. Easy as. So I'm gonna continue kind of building up these walls here while I think of some more stuff to kind of add to the definitions of this region. Since it's mostly unpopulated, um, kind of started from the bottom. Now we're here. I gotta start all the way from ground zero and define everything randomly. So take some pretty fun in-game aspects, right? You got a lot of flowers. You don't actually see these much in the servers. This is pretty rare to see flowers near any town. So let's just make a certain one of them very important, symbolic, since they're here at the founding of the town. So blue is used occasionally, yellow, white, red is way overused. But we can use some combinations. So we'll just take yellow, dandelion, and daisy. There you go. So the dandelion and the daisy can be important aspects of our culture since we're kind of founded near this field of flowers that probably won't be here after our industrial power and later eras completely or destroys nature. But we'll kind of hold on to it. Secondly, mobs spawn pretty often here, so that's it's also something pretty nice of having this kind of open this open field environment. This is kind of the perfect space for a town. This allocated space we have with this open field, and then we have just enough resources with this forest here. And as we deforest, possibly a second town could be plopped down somewhere nearby. I don't see any other fields. Just take an open clearing like this, you set up like a logging outpost for your town, and it can kind of develop into its own thing. It can happen pretty naturally. So going back to our wide open area here, back to our wonderful town of Paythirst. Keep adding to the walls. Looks extremely bland right now, but we will be fixing that pretty soon. All right. Looks extremely bland right Alright, we're gonna turn the chat back on to see if people are, I don't know if mid's even.